Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you the third of the quarterfinals from the WARNO opening tournament, run by the Simulated Divisions League. This one is going to be between Grejhaund and Karma, and today they're going to be playing on two ways. On our left, in the red team, Grejhaund is going to be taking out the 3rd Armour Division on the NATO side, and on our right, in the blue team, Karma's going to be using the 79th Guards Tank Division on the Pact side. So, first time we're going to be seeing the Soviet forces in the game, but before we have a good look at those, I just want to point out these two titans that we have going up against each other here. Both are very well renowned in the Steel Division 2 community. Karma in particular, a very good player who is ranked highly in many tournaments in Steel Division 2, and I believe is already ranked highly on the WARNO ranked ladder in game. So definitely one to watch out for in this game, and it's fun to see that he's chosen what is deemed to be the weaker division at the moment on the Pact side. Personally, I don't really think either is really that much worse than the other, but yeah, I think the majority of players think that NATO is currently better, which comes down to a couple of reasons, mainly the aircraft like the Eagle and the F-111E cluster munition, but yeah, we'll get into that as we see more of it. Let's have a look at some of these units going down. So I'll start on the right today with Karma here. He's going to be popping down an Eagle squad with a Rozvedka Heavy. The Rozvedka Heavy is a standard Rozvedka squad which has worse optics but more men. So a decent sort of infantry fighting unit. And then he's got an Eagle here that's going to be supporting his command at base. So this is an infantry leader that is going to be used to capture the base sector. And he's got that Eagle there to protect it from helicopter flanks. Then he's got a Motostrelki with the Metis 8GM coming in a BMP 1P. He's also got the T64 BV. There's another Rozvedka with the another Rozvedka Heavy there with coming in the Gaz, and then a BRDM Conkers 2. He also added a Motostrelki BMP, which comes in with the BMP 2. There is an Mi-24V here, which is a really good air-to-air helicopter. Comes with the Iglas mounted on it, which allows it to engage enemy helicopters and aircraft. And since it has the armor, it can definitely win out against the NATO helicopters quite nicely. Then he's got a couple of these Mi-8Ks going to be his Vanguard Recon, with a couple of the BRM-1s there as well. These BRM-1s have exceptional optics, and what that means is it's able to see pretty damn far across open grounds and can spot units in heavy cover quite nicely. He's also got a BRDM-2 Conkers on the bottom side there, then a base CV, the Motostrelki, and the Igla. You see already these UAZs are zooming off the map to be sold. On the side of Grejhaund, he's going to be using the Jeeps to capture his spawns. He has not left any AA with them, so could suffer the same fate as Colonel Koenig, which is where we saw the helicopter kind of get round the back into all of the command units and kill them. Of course, Karma does have his backup Iglas behind him, but yeah, Greyhound's a little bit exposed there. Either way, on the bottom, he's got an M3A1 Bradley starting in the Vanguard position, pushing up. And then he's got a military police with the M67, which is going to be used to just kind of capture a building here and just try and shoot any transports that head his way. So both players actually like really not investing at all into the bottom side of the map, and Karma getting very aggressive with his Mi-8 scouting. Into the centre, he's got the OH-58CS coming in, Greyhound, which is going to be looking for the shots onto the Mi-8K, I expect. There is 2 units of mechanized rifles heading to the centre of the map with the M1A1 Abrams. And then on the top side, he's got these 2 Apaches. There's going to be the Rocket Apaches here, M3A1 there, also starting on the top side with the Recon. And loads of military police moving in. It looks like both the standard military police and military police with the recoilless variant. So let's keep a wider look at what's going on here. The Mi-8 has actually managed to sneak all the way through here. Karma's just flown that right past the forces of Greyhound and is just looking to find out every little bit of information on the back line there. That's very, very cheeky. But Greyhound's managed to get a nice position in this building, getting a couple of mechanized rifles in there, and he's also got an offensive position on this top side, so did pretty well to get that done. It looks like the Igla, or maybe even the Mi-24V, tried to have a go at these Apaches, but neither of them actually went down, just took a bit of damage from the Mi-24V in the end. Mi-8 still moving up to try and find more information here. BMP-2 coming under fire from the M67 recoilless, and well, that's going to go down. Those M67s fire very, very fast, and whilst that recoilless rifle did take 4 shots to kill the BMP-2, just because of that rate of fire, it does mean it doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, loses his BMP-2. He won't be too annoyed about that. They do cost a reasonable amount, but the main thing that Karma needs to be worried about here is how he's going to deal with this large amount of infantry that's already managed to get into his town, pretty much. So the way he's going to deal with it is he's going to bring up 3 of the Sapari RPO. Now the Sapari RPO, they do come with the napalm launchers, the incendiary, so he's going to be making as good use of that as he can. Oh, cluster Su-24 looking for the Jeep back here because the Mi-8 has scouted it. Will he manage to get that on target? We will see. Another one already being brought in just in case. Greyhound manages to dodge it for the time being. OH-58 comes in, shoots down the Mi-8 that was scouting the spawn. Nice reaction there from Greyhound. Nice reasonable reaction to deal with that threat. And so he's just going to let that one continue and go and capture Alpha, whilst this one takes up the position of the old one. So yeah, nicely done there, Greyhound, to react to that. But Karma here, he's trying to retreat with his units. His Motostrelki BMP, one's got killed off. The Motostrelki, or the military police, now moving up. But we got the 2 Sapari RPO there. Ooh, they're going to make mincemeat of these military police. Look at that. The napalm launcher there setting the building alight, and the units can't take cover in it, so the Sapari are able to kill them in the open whilst remaining in cover themselves. And whilst one of the Sapari squads did go down, I think that was well worth it, just killing off all of those little squads there. And the Mi-24V's come back. It's going to get its Yak B on target and rip up those infantry units. Did take a little bit of a hit there from the Stinger C. Stinger C looking for another shot onto the Mi-24V, but looks like Karma's going to be able to get it out of there. Another cluster coming in, the Su-24M, looking for the M1A1 Abrams. The Abrams actually used its smoke to prevent it from being hit by the Motostrelki there. Did take a little bit of damage from that cluster on the far edge, but managed to get away. BRDM actually being brought in by Karma already towards the center of the map. Now what he's going to have to do here is get his T-64BV to engage the M1A1 in a favorable engagement, whilst maybe the Motostrelki are also engaging with that Metis. Then he can pop that, and he can start to focus on getting rid of some of this infantry in the middle of the map. Mi-8K here needs to be a little bit careful. The Apache can kill it with the 30mm, so I think that's what Greyhound's trying to do here. He's trying to get the Apache close enough that he can kill that. The angle of attack isn't quite right here for the Apache, as it is technically lower than the Mi-8K right now. It's going to go for the chase. Can he find the hits on target? Nope. And now the Mi-24V coming along to save the day. Shoots it down. Goodbye, Apache. Mi-24V gets the job done. Beautiful stuff. Eagle, though, is out and about. Not going to be able to engage the Mi-24V for now, as it does not have line of sight. Karma's going to be moving that back to a supply truck to get that reloaded. Meanwhile, continuing to see the infantry engagements happen in this town, but due to the initial deployment of all of those military police, yes, the military police are gone now, but what it has allowed Greyhound to do is bring in his own anti-infantry infantry. So he's got the engineers with the flash launchers, and these flash launchers actually have more ammunition than the Sapari RPO. So he'll be able to do more damage to the Sapari over time than the Sapari can do to him, and that's something that we've got to kind of pay attention to. Eagle's going to evac there. Not too much damage done. Although it looks like, no, the M8K is fine. Yeah, the MO24 is fine. Yeah, all good. So BRDM2 is coming in. Greyhound was sitting at the +2 advantage because he had captured all of the sectors on his side of the map. But an M1A1 has actually been brought in to contest Foxtrot early on, so you can probably maintain this +2 advantage. Down here, looks like a unit got caught out. The BRDM does get hit by the M1A1 Abrams. Cluster plane coming in. Looking for the M1A1 again. Has Greyhound noticed this time around? He has not, and the M1A1 takes a big chunk there. Nice hit. A T-80B going to be with this infantry at close range, and he's going to be able to use that to support his infantry in this engagement against the engineers. And one thing that you can do, if a unit is not being shot at, I believe you can just like constantly resupply it. So he's moving up here, he's resupplying his Sapuri and just like getting them topped off with more RPOs and also more men, and that's allowing him to continue to get the favorable engagement against the engineers. Like, he's technically constantly reinforcing these. And that building just got absolutely annihilated by the RPO launches there. So Karma still trying to clear out these buildings. The Eagles coming in again, hunting potentially for another kill there. The building has been taken down, so the mechanized rifles are forced to just chill in the wreck of that house. They'll be okay as long as they don't move into line of sight. Mochizuki coming in on the bottom side now. 2 BMP2s are on their way to the center. This could be a good opportunity. If the M3A1 was moved up to, say, this position, it'd be a good place to kind of cut off this road. Because currently, Karma is just bringing all of the units down this road and going straight up to Delta, which can be punished. Usually, what you'd probably want to do is bring them up this road, which is a lot safer. But currently, not being contested. So it looks like the Sapuri moved up there. They took a big chunk, but I think Karma's doing a great job here of kind of keeping his Sapuri alive whilst killing off the squads of Greyhound. Because these engineers with the flash launchers and also the Sapuri are quite limited in number. You don't get a lot of them. Oh, Chaparral has managed to sneak up to the top side there, but it has been stunned. So the Mi-24V might be able to get its main gun on target, and also the rockets. Oh, that was close. Mi-24V gonna go down instead. Sapuri RPO taking a bit of damage there, and also looks like the T-80 is gonna go down. Its turret went flying, popped it off, and now we're going to be seeing the M3A1 engaging the BMP2. Looks like the BMP2 was winning out that engagement. Sapuri now moving in through that town, just trying again to continue to push them out. BRDM2U on its way back once again. Oh, that's what it would have been actually. Yeah, this wasn't even a recon unit. This was actually the command unit that got sniped there by the M1A1. So that was not great for Karma at all. Going to be getting another one in, and yeah, again, Greyhound really needs to get this spawn or this road cut off, because he could be inflicting quite a lot of damage. Like the way that this T64 BV is coming in is the way that you'd like usually expect players to bring it in across this map, because the other way is just generally too risky. The BMP2 did move down here to engage the M3A1, but the M3A1 was just kind of left to shoot that BMP in the side armor, so the BMP2 is going to go down. And now we're seeing the mechanized rifles start to engage some of the armor that's pressing up in the center here. They're taking a lot of damage. BMP2s able to just hammer away at range. The mechanized rifles with their low cohesion not able to get their dragons off fast enough, and all of them get taken out. That was 2 squads of mechanized rifles. They are 70 points a pop, I believe, getting killed there, which is really, really bad. And this is looking to hand over the entire center of the map to Karma with that decisive push with those 2 BMP2s. and the T64BV. That allows him to get the BRDM in there. That's going to cancel out the +2 advantage that Greyhound currently has, which he's getting from contesting Foxtrot at the moment. So that's going to be nice for Karma. Now he can, in this position, probably flank up and try and deal with a lot of this stuff, but Greyhound has invested so much into solidifying his position here, and he has managed to clean out the rest of the Sapari RPO, which is super important. So BMP2 moved up there, got hit by the M1 Abrams. Now the BV is kind of charging them down as well. That has been fixed up though, after taking the cluster strikes, and well, there goes the Su-24 as the Eagles come in. Yeah, that's nasty. Those two Eagles, very, very strong. Easy to deal with those Su-24s with those Eagles. They are so fast and have a lot of range on their missiles. They have a lot of ECM, so they're hard to shoot down themselves. It's difficult to deal with at the moment. Regardless, Mojstaki moving up here. BMP2s taking more ground. 2 BVs now moving up in this position. The Rozvedka moving forwards as well, getting the recon into position to potentially flank the top side. Mojstaki Metis moving up there with the BRDM to Conkers. Eagle moving up behind these as well. There is a little bit of a lack of AA here. These T-64 BVs could be vulnerable to their own cluster strikes, but let's see how this one does. It's the Abrams well. Looks like the M1A1 popped the BRDM. Looks like the Su-24 going to go down. And those Eagles are out of there. Alright, some rapid response once again from Greyhound, doing a good job of getting these Eagles out exactly when he needs them. And yeah, the M1A1 didn't quite go down, but took plenty of damage. T-64 BV will be able to get a nice favourable engagement here. You'll be able to see like Karma will just try and rush that down if he can. Still maintaining line of sight briefly, but nice move there actually by Greyhound to just cut that line of sight at the last second. Mi-8K being used in tandem to help try and spot that so that he can get that last shot off, which is super important right now. BMP2 going to be engaging some of this infantry across the open. The M1A1 is still alive here. But check out these Mojstaki, they're kind of like sneaking through the middle of the map. One of them's going to bump into this mechanized rifle that Greyhound has in the way. This is a quite beefy squad. They do have 3 M249s and 8 M16 rifles. So against the 7-man squads of Mojstaki, they do make short work of them. But this Mojstaki here, if it just continues, could get towards one of these roads and then ambush future units. That would be really good. By Greyhound, he's decided to push up even more. He's put himself in a bit of a tough spot there, fighting over the car park of this supermarket. And, well, can Rambo get the job done? I don't think so. The Mojstaki in the building, of course, going to have the advantage against the unit that's not in cover. Well, the Mojstaki Metis going to be getting off the Metis HGM, but that's going to fly off into the stratosphere as the M1A1 did pull out of line of sight. T-64 going to be engaging the engineers there. Looks like the T-64 here actually managed to get the better of the Abrams, so nicely done. 2 T-64 BVs remain alive in the center for Karma. But his Metis squad did go down. This M1A1 lives to fight another day, even though it's only on 1 health still. That's crazy. Alright, another Eagler coming in to support in the center. One is hanging around right next to the T-64s. Our best case scenario here is for Karma to have enough of these Eaglers around that if the Eagles fly over the top of them, that they can just kind of like spray down the Eagles with the Eagler. Now the Eagler unfortunately isn't going to have like that great accuracy because of the ECM of the Eagle. So in this case, the Eagler has 50% accuracy plus the benefit of the veterancy. So it'd be like 75%, or it would be like plus 25% of 50%. Then you've got to deal with the negative modifier that comes in from the ECM. So this Eagle has 50% ECM, which basically halves the overall accuracy of the Igla. So the Igla will have like about 30%, because I think with 2-star vet that goes up to about 60 something percent accuracy. I don't know exactly. And then obviously it's cut in half by the Eagle. So you'd need quite a lot of those Iglas to be firing to get lucky enough to land enough shots to shoot it down. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But if he spreads out enough of them, you can certainly make it happen. So the fight continues here on the top side. A very aggressive infantry fight. Check this out. The BMP-2 supporting the Motostrelki in the town there. Absolutely awesome to zoom in like that and see those that fighting happen. This M3A1, it's currently just like driving around in the back of the sector. Greyhound's trying to find out where the command unit is. Karma has actually moved his BRDM all the way to Greyhound's side of the sector. This is actually a smart move, not just because it keeps it out the way of the M3A1 Bradley, but also because if it is near these T-64 BVs, it can give them the extra veterancy if they need to engage anything. So it's a pretty smart move. OH-58 looking for the shots onto the Mi-8 MTV here, but is taking a shot briefly there from the Igla. Lucky not to get hit. Those OH-58s only have 5 health after all. T-64 BV gets line of sight onto the Bradley, takes it out. Nicely done. And Karma maintains the +1 conquest lead. But Greyhound overall is ahead in points. Oh, Apache came in, but got shot down rapidly by the 2 Igla squads. These T-64 BVs drop in smoke as there is a Kiowa floating about. Now, these Kiowas are pretty scary. Yes, they are not very healthy. They've only got 5 health. They get shot down by like 1 missile. But that Hellfire HGM mixed with the exceptional optics is a scary combination, because what it allows the helicopter to do is not only spot its units at distance, but also kill them. And the T-64s, if they take Hellfire and side armor, will die in 1 shot. So that's obviously something you want to avoid. M1A1 there doing a runner. It looks like it was trying to be resupplied by the supply truck here. But the Abrams is going to smoke and keep going. One struggle with the BMP there, moving up. Continuing to run away. P-64 looking for the Abrams as well. And neither side really having much luck with these sort of like tank engagements. This Motostrelki taking a bit of damage there. These Motostrelki moving out in the open. Not a good place for them to be. Now the BMP-2 here, as long as it doesn't actually take a direct hit from this Dragon, can put down a lot of damage, but yeah, as soon as 1 or 2 of those shots do hit, those BMPs do go down pretty fast, and the mechanized rifle does its job. The main thing here for Karma is he's got to really manage his infantry properly to make sure that he can kick Greyhound out. That's obviously easier said than done. BRM-1K did go down on the top side there, reducing some of Karma's eyes, but one thing that Karma has done very well so far is secure the center sector. Now Delta is often the sector that is contested the most on this map. Of course, this time around, Greyhound opting for a different strategy to push into Foxtrot and put his resources there. And so far, like I would say it like paid off at the beginning. But now having lost like almost complete control of the center of the map, it does make things a lot more difficult for him pushing back. That being said, the bottom side of the map is extremely vulnerable. So if Greyhound does notice this by using his recon, then he might be able to counter push into Hotel. And that would be something that Karma would find tough to deal with, as he doesn't really have many reinforcements on the way in this direction. He's just got another Motostrelki Metis heading towards the center of the map. He's got some more of these Motostrelki in the BMP-2s heading up towards the town to continue that engagement. So on the side of Greyhound, he's got 2 of the M1A1HA Abrams coming in now. Greyhound means business. These are the big boys. The best tanks you can get on the NATO side. The M1A1HA. 20 penetration, 20 armor. Against a T-64 BV, you're going to be able to do plenty of damage into that 17 front armor. So, big advantage. Yes, the T-64 BV has the same penetration, but the T-64 BV is going to be taking way more damage per shot than a M1A1HA. Eagles coming in again. One of them there did take a hit there from the Eagler. That's the sort of thing you're going to be wanting to look for. Then plus a couple MiGs, and you can look actually shooting down these Eagles once and for all. And if you can take care of the Eagles and have them so they're no longer available, then you can really make good use of the Su-25s. So you can kind of unlock that. But so far, looks like Karma is starting to get picked apart here. The Abrams pushing up onto the Motostrelki Metis while they're stunned. These mechanized rifles did a good job of picking off the BMP here. And a lot of these units are in tatters. Only one T-64BV remains to fight off these M1A1s, and it looks like the BMP here, ooh, gonna get taken out. Motostrelki just unload in time. That could have been very, very bad. Oh, T-80U coming in on the top side, looking for an engagement with the M1A1. We'll be able to shoot that and kill it. Now needs to kill the second one at close range. That is a nasty engagement. Both tanks are going to be taking a lot of damage. If Greyhound can trade an M1A1 for a T-80U, he will actually be happy with that. But the T-80U going to be taking out both with no reply, and that is a nice kill there for Karma. T-64BV has gone down here. Not sure what happened to it, but Motostrelki, they're looking for the HGM onto the M1A1HA. Greyhound was getting a little overzealous there. I think he was trying to find the BRDM. Going to take a hit directly from the Metis. You see how much damage that does. They chunk like crazy because they've got 26 penetration. So they're going to do a decent amount of damage to that front armor. There we go, another one. Oh, that was close. If you can get all those Metis shots off and then bring up something that can finish them off, that would be fantastic. Something like an Su-25 HGM plane or something. Abrams down to 1 health. Not going to die this time around though. The BRDM trying to do a runner. Being pushed back by the mechanized rifles here. They still have a Dragon left, so they can potentially kill it. But Greyhound now has brought in his own truck to capture this sector. But in the meantime, it has been pushed out on the top side. I think the 3 squads of Motostrelki that came in there were enough to get the job done, and the M1A1 zoomed down the road here, killed off the BRDM. Also takes out the BRM. That poor Igla squad gonna be taken out probably if the UAZ gets hit. Not quite. Metis squads. Looks like the BMP's died to the Bradley, but the Metis squad's gonna survive, like the Motostrelki squad's gonna survive. So yeah, both of these went down to the Bradley, but the Motostrelki are there. And the Motostrelki are probably the important part because they do have that HGM that is very strong. OH-58 gonna shoot down another vital part of Karma's forces. That's another Mi-8K going down, blinding him just a little bit more. And it is crazy how fast things can swing in this game. So obviously Karma getting his foothold back in Foxtrot, but then Greyhound switching tack and going for Delta whilst that was happening, and he manages to secure himself a +3 lead now as opposed to a +2 lead. So a little bit of change in strategy did pay off quite well there. The Resvitka Heavy are going to get taken out. They don't have an AT launcher or anything, so the Abrams just able to run them down. And now the Abrams is going to be helping engage some of these units. The Spetsnaz, they're going to be trying to move forwards in the tree line. T-80U will be what Karma needs to use here to engage these M1A1s. T-80U has the same main gun and front armor as an Abrams, M1A1 HA Abrams, that is. As you can see, But the benefit of the T80U is that it does have this reflex. And, wow, that actually did the job. Damn. I must have hit the side armor, potentially, of that M1A1. I managed to get the kill there. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Also did a ton of damage to this one. This T80U is actually doing work. Can it land that HGM? No, it can't. M1A1's going to get out of there for the time being. Alright, on this bottom side, looks like the recoilless managed to pop the recon unit that was heading down on that bottom side. I think that's the BRM-1K that got killed there, looks like. But things not looking good for Karma right now. 75% of the points needed to win in the favour of Grejhaund, as he does now capture Delta. But a little bit of a push coming through on the top side is going pretty well so far for Karma. He has managed to take out one of those M1A1HAs. He's done the damage down here. He looks like maybe he did kill this one in the end. Yeah, that one went down as well. The OH is going to go down. And yeah, the counter push, the counter play, looks like it's happening on that top side, unless it can be shut down by Grejhaund somehow. Grejhaund has brought in the mechanized rifles on this bottom side. They're currently just chilling in their truck. But they have that under control, which is going to prevent Karma from moving too much up there. But this engagement is something we're going to want to pay attention to. The T80 versus the M1A1. Usually, this would come down to whoever fired first. And in this case, it looks like the M1A1 did. Also, the Kiowa came in there. Nice HGM straight into the conkers. Takes that out. So, going to prevent the T80U from being too aggressive. That's going to have to get fixed up now before it engages again. Which is going to delay the use of the BRDM2U. The engineers here will be able to get their M16s onto target of this Eaglet and take that out, which will be nice for them. They can probably turn around then and take out some of these BMP-1Ps, but the Metis squads, of course, will have something to say about that. A tank shot to the face. Going to slow down that Dragon squad, that's for sure. Now the BMP-1 coming over. He's got him pinned down. These Monstraki Metis could be enough to open up the center here. If he manages to get the Metis to engage the Abrams, then he can probably chunk it pretty hard. And he's managed to sneak in the BRDM2U in the meantime. He's got these two Monstraki moving in further up. Engineers currently doing pretty well against the T80. They are now routed though and killed off, but did do a lot of damage here. The MP2 coming in. The Motostraki unloading from that APC. They're going to now move into position. Nice stun onto the mechanized rifles. Will allow the BMP2 to get more damage down. The building is going to get destroyed. Kiowa has come up there. Oh, too close. The BMP2 shoots it out of the sky with its autocannon. Very nice indeed. Mechanized rifles squeezing all the way up here on this bottom side. They haven't unloaded yet. It's just bottom is so vulnerable. The BRM, of course, can shoot the M35 if it decides to try and like YOLO forwards, but honestly, the BRM might actually struggle to aim before it zooms down there. So that might be a play that Grejhaund can make if he needs to. And the M1A1 currently like running away. It's reversing up the hill, but oh, nasty shot from the RPG, goes straight into the side armor, takes it out. And well, the BMP-1 looking for the M151 Jeep. That surely can't last too long. That T80U takes it out. There we go. Supply has come up. T80U is going to be fixed. And well, look at that. It's another swing in the opposite direction. So Grejhaund now at the disadvantage. He has managed to get up to 1,870 points, but the +3 is in the pocket of Karma. Strelky gonna get hit pretty hard there in the open. This one trying to run to cover. That one dude trying to get into the bushes. If he can like resupply these squads, they can still provide quite a lot of threat in these covered areas. Gonna make sure that that happens. Oh, T80 gonna get a shot towards the M3A1. Nice. Good job with the reflex there. Takes it out. Motorstrike is still getting shots towards his Abrams. 2 T80s now pushing hard though. Looks like Karma smells blood. He's already done some damage to this M1A1. So he's looking to try and finish it off. Moves up the BMP-2, it gets taken out. The BMP-1 also taken out. Gonna fire the HGM as well as the main gun there. I think the old trick from Wargame still works, where you can like fire the main gun and then turn off the main gun to fire the HGM quite quickly afterwards. So that's what I think Karma tried to do there. But the T80 just being so aggressive here, this is so dangerous. Because if Grejhaund turned around and tried to like 3v1 one of these T80Us, he would succeed. Like, of course, that's if the M1A1 here doesn't get killed off immediately, but as long as he keeps these all together, he should be able to triple team the T80U there. So yeah, Karma needs to be very careful. He does have 2 T80Us now though, and if those both can get on target, then that's obviously gonna be in his favor. Because these T80Us are beefy boys. He manages to kill one of the M1A1s. Can he kill another? This T80U really needs to get out of there. It's on low cohesion with only 3 health. We've got 3 engineer dragon squads coming down. I don't think that is going to be too long for this world. 2 M1A1s have come in on the bottom side. Looks like this Metis going to be able to get some HGMs onto those M1A1s. If it can land all 4 shots, I think it just kills them both. There goes one. Engineers have unloaded earlier than I expected them to. So it looks like the T80U is going to be okay for now. The second M1A1 did also take a hit. Has that still got 1 shot left? Yeah, it has. So it managed to land all 3 of those Metis shots. Very nice indeed. With the MI8K, they're going to get strafed by the Eagles. The Eagles don't do too well at shooting down aircraft just because they move so fast. You're much better off using the Phantoms for that, really. I mean, even the Phantoms kind of struggle. Going for the suicide charge there. MI8K left on 1 health. If you can get that off there and resupply, that'd be great. Oh, lovely kill though. Takes out another one of the Abrams, and that is the last Abrams that Karma had to deal with out of the way. That is very, very nice indeed. Finally, that Motorstrike goes down. The Abrams able to follow that up. And on this bottom side, Karma's going to have to be careful. You can see that the points are so close right now. +3 advantage for Karma. But his bottom side sector here is completely open. There's nothing to defend. So he's bringing in a T80B and a BRM. But Grejhaund is pushing in hard with these engineers with dragons. And the M1A1. And he's got 2 M3A1 Bradleys following it up. That's BMP. It's all very well and good, but it's going to have a hard time against an M1A1, that's for sure. Oh, the BRDM. Oh, did you see that Dragon HGM? It was just straight over the top of it. That was so close. The engineer's almost getting the job done there. Can Karma hold on? Because he needs to maintain this sector. I mean, even if he loses the sector, it's okay. He would still be technically at a +1. But like both players getting crazy here. This M3A1 going to be pushing in. Mechanized Rifle is going to get a dragon onto it as well. So that is definitely going to go down. He's going to lose that sector. But look at this. The MI8 MTVs are finding the CV in the base here. Will they kill it? They kill the M1A1. So 2 Abrams going down. And the command. So Golf is also going to be lost for Grejhaund. Both players just pulling no punches in this. It's actually fantastic. This is probably one of the best games we've seen so far. out of the three. Obviously, the second one being extremely fast due to the command snipes, but in this case, this is two fantastic players going up against each other. And whilst Karma does manage to clean up the attack with the T80B and has brought in another leader here, it looks like the game's just over. Karma is going to probably take the victory here as it ticks up. Fantastic job. Really, really nicely done. That was a very, very tough battle for Karma, especially with the initial starting position that Grejhaund had. Like, Grejhaund did a fantastic job of getting the military police into that top town, and what that allowed him to do is just maintain a lot of pressure, which gave him Delta. Basically, he could keep the pressure up in that top sector, and then he captured Delta early on. Karma then focused on capturing back Delta, but then had to invest more points into pushing him out of Foxtrot. And then whilst he was pushing Grejhaund out of Foxtrot, Grejhaund took the advantage and pushed him back out of Delta. So there was like this massive back and forth. But yeah, Grejhaund had a great idea early on getting into the town of Karma. Made him invest so many resources to kick Grejhaund out of that town. And then like Karma eventually managed to do it, and Grejhaund took the center. Unfortunately, Grejhaund couldn't hold the decisive sector in the middle. And Grejhaund managed to Karma managed to take that as well. And I think after Karma took that position back from Grejhaund in that nice counterattack with the T80Us, that was when the game was really sealed. Obviously, there was that excitement at the end there with both players YOLOing troops at each other. But yeah, that was awesome. Absolutely awesome game. 8,675 kills, 7,105 losses. Technically a draw in this grand scheme of things compared to, or in terms of like the WARNO rules, but I think in terms of the tournament rules, it was whoever like basically got to the command points first. So Karma takes the victory, and we'll move on to the semi-finals. So yeah, fantastic stuff. What a game that was. See, that's more like it. That's exactly the sort of stuff that I wanted to see in this tournament. And yeah, that was awesome. The F-15's really shutting down the aircraft of Karma. He tried to make use of the Su-24M cluster munition aircraft, but I don't think they got any kills. They damaged a couple of the M1s a couple times, but yeah, unfortunately those Su-24Ms just not paying off at all. The Eagles managing to shoot them down. Also managed to pick off the Mi-8K there in the end as well. Military police early on. Looks like they did pretty well here. Like, this military police unit actually got quite a lot of damage done. Considering it's not even the one with the M67. So this is the one with the M67. Usually with the M67s, you see them take out a lot of transports and a lot of like vehicles. But this is just a standard military police, and you can see it actually did well, kind of trading into the infantry of Karma. And I think for the most part, it just comes down to numbers. Like, when you have a lot of these military police, they can still do a lot of damage, and they're very cheap. So I think it means that if you say bring in 3 squads of military police, you technically get 15 men with M16s and M40s. Is it the M40 machine? M240. So yeah, you got a 5-man squads. So you'll have like 15 men in total for 60 points, with 3 machine guns and 4 rifles per squad. So you're going to have 12 M16s. And for a Mojostrauki squad, I'm pretty sure the Mojostrauki like BMP is like 60 or 70 points. So you're going to basically have an extra 5 men per enemy squad. And I think that's probably why the military police are deemed to be okay at the moment in high tier play, because of their cost efficiency, I guess. Regardless, nice job to get the Abrams into Foxtrot early on to contest that. And yeah, again, the military police there. And this was the M67 one. Got a T80U kill. You gotta love it. Imagine being like the military police and then scoring yourself a T80U kill with a recoilless rifle. The M1A1s did okay. They didn't really kill any enemy hard targets like T80Us, for example. Like the M1A1 HA Abrams is generally very good because it's like fast, and it doesn't waste time with its HGM, right? You can just like roll forwards, you can get the shots off, and quite often it will like beat a T80U because it gets like the first shot off. And in this case, well, the M1A1s didn't really do that great. The Kiowa was reacted to very well by Karma, so we didn't really see much use out of that. The Mi-24V, really good job early on shutting down the rocket Apaches. That was very important. And really, really good job with Karma and the Sapali RPO to clean up a lot of the engineers. Like the engineers with the flash launchers, getting rid of those is so important. So great job to clean those out, because that is one step in taking back that town. And obviously killed a lot of military police with those Sapali RPO as well. But making sure he had the supply nearby was the main part of that. Motor Striker did okay there. These Razvedka actually did pretty nicely. The heavy Razvedka looks like they managed to pick up quite a few kills. I think the reason that Karma brings these is because they are one of the bigger infantry squads that you can get, and they're not like terribly expensive, so you can use them in more of a like combat role. The T80Us though, this was impressive. It killed 3 M1A1s and then 2 M1A1HA Abrams. That is a lovely kill list for a T80U. That's exactly what you want to see. This Monostragi Metis managed to kill the Command Abrams on the top side. It's a nice kill, especially considering those Command Abrams cost like 325 points. But yeah, M1A1 going down there as well. These Monostragi Metis squads, really, really strong. T80U again, doing well, killing an M1A1HA. And yeah, once these T80Us started to build up on the map, alongside the Monostragi Metis, Grejhaund had a hard time. So lovely, lovely counter pushes from both sides. Fantastic game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you very much for watching. Again, commiserations to Grejhaund. Congratulations to Karma. We'll be moving on to the semi-finals. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.